In the quest to build big boulder shoulders, we very often want to train our trapezius muscles, and we go to an exercise called the shrug. This is an exercise that you can almost always skip in your routine unless you need the ego stroke of getting to go heavy, because that's about the only thing you're really accomplishing when you're shrugging.
I haven't done shrugs since I was high school because that was the one way we felt the strongest, we can lift the most weight. But in reality, the return on the exercise, were we really getting what we wanted?
You can get your shoulders and you can get the size you want without doing shrugs. And in the process of skipping shrugs, we're gonna be able to have a lot better shoulder health in the long term, and you're gonna be able to get a lot more bang for buck out of the other exercise in your workout. So let's take a look. So the main case against the shrug actually starts with your entire life. We are always in this position where we have our shoulders up, we're in this hunch position, and what we actually need to do when we go to the gym is get away from that. We need to focus on something called scapular depression, which is kind of squeezing and dropping our shoulder blades, as opposed to scapular elevation, which is the position we're in all the time. And scapular elevation is what we wind up training with the shrug. So why do we want to reinforce that position? Because it actually can lead to shoulder issues. It's driving that joint up into a less comfortable position. It just doesn't seem worth it to you.
And a lot of people hold tension in their neck, so why add even more, right?
Exactly.
When we talk about the shrug, we're thinking about training with heavy weight, and what that leads to is a poor position. So we pick that weight up, we're coming into position, but a lot of times we're lifting so much weight that we're still in this forward anterior position when we need to retract our shoulders in order to elevate the shoulder. We're stuck in this anterior position, and then the spinal flexion now becomes an issue. We're no longer gonna be able to stand up and stabilize the spine correctly.
And again, just overall, you're putting your body in a position that just isn't worth it. And our third reason is you're actually training your traps anyway throughout all your other exercises. When you're doing military presses, they're involved in lateral raises, they're gonna be involved in your deadlifts. So we don't need to over focus on that shrugging motion. We wanna think about doing other things instead, so we have actual bang for our buck in our workout.
Yeah, so our traps are getting work no matter what we're doing: elevation, depression, retraction. Why don't we look at 3 exercises that we can target from different angles that, like you said, we'll get more bang for our buck. So here are 3 alternatives to the shrug. The first one will be an incline row. We're gonna be chest supported on an incline bench. The first part of that row is to engage those shoulder blades, right? So we need that shoulder blade retraction. Right there, we're already loading that lower trap and the upper trap, but from a different angle than we would in that standing shrug, right? Now we add the row and then we create more tension. Now, the beauty of this is we can change our elbow angle, bringing them out wider to put more of an emphasis on that upper back and those traps, as we wouldn't get if we were standing up, shrugging up and down.
Exactly. One of the key functions of your traps in general isn't just to shrug up and down, but it's to stabilize your scapula in just about any situation. So anytime we're doing any kind of row, you're getting a lot of trap work and you're getting a lot of natural trap work. Doing it on the incline row also lets you load it heavy too, which makes it incredibly fun. Another exercise you can go to is something called the face pull. There are a variety of ways to do this, but all of them, again, are challenging our scapular stability, so our traps wind up having to work in a very, very natural way. You also get a lot of good shoulder health ideas out of this. When we're shrugging up, we're putting that shoulder in a rough position, in a position where we're having a lot of tension in our neck. But when we're doing the face pull, we're getting some good shoulder external rotation, we're getting that good scapular retraction, and again, you're hitting your traps there too.
Posture, posture, posture. Huge in life. Standing up taller. So this exercise, pulling the shoulder blades back, will make you stand up taller and just feel better. But that leads off with our last exercise, which we can load up and have a lot of fun with it, and that's the rack pull. So the rack pull, we can start from different levels, whether it's above the knee, below the knee, but with this exercise, very similar to the deadlift or portion of the deadlift, we're able to really overload, which is gonna put even more emphasis on that upper back. So yeah, we're shortening the range of the deadlift, but the constant tension on the upper back increases over time.
Exactly. Any deadlift variation you're gonna do is a full system exercise, and it's gonna hit every single muscle in your posterior chain: lower back, upper back, mid back, and those traps. And the best part with it, as Matt said, you get to go crazy heavy. So this one is for all the guys who really want to throw 4 and 5 plates on their shrug. Throw 4 and 5 plates on the rack pull instead. You'll get a lot more of a productive workout, and your shoulders will feel a lot better too.